Hello. Hi. How are you doing today? Finally great to make it to the weekend, right? I know. Actually, in case you're watching this on a weekday, I wish you a blessed day, a productive day, a pleasant day. Yeah. After posting the last episode, I realized that actually several people need to go on this trip to their own Birmingham. Yes. And if you're one of those people, don't hesitate. Yeah. And meditating more on that episode, I think that Birmingham should be, of course, you know what I mean, the place of rest, the place of rejuvenation. It should actually be a place that we should relocate to. Like, we should actually move there and stay there. Not, the cycle is usually to get rejuvenated, then you go to work, dispense all the energy, work, and then when you're on like 5%, you come back again to recalibrate and all that. But I think that we should actually stay, like more like leaving your cup under the dispenser on, so that you're always filled as you're pouring out. You're filled as you're pouring out, you're filled, so that there's no time that we get to the place of exhaustion, right? So think about it too. Yeah. Whatever is noble, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is, I can't remember everything, but think on these things. And the reason you're not able to still relate to what I'm saying is because you have not watched the previous episode. So if you have not, you should watch it. Really, you should. Okay, so in the last episode, I said I was going to show you something today, a true story about tenacity. In this episode, you're going to be learning certain things that tenacity is not and certain things that tenacity is. So, when we hear the word tenacity, it's giving best workaholic candidates of the year. Udogo, na you, Achalugo. But no, it's actually not that. So, before we get into it, I said I'll show you something. So let me show you that real quick. What can separate my father from the love of his livestock? My father is a livestock farmer. When we were kids, he would wake us early in the morning to clean the pens and feed the animals breakfast before we got the chance to have one. It's been many years, and though my father no longer has the strength of a youth, he would still get a baby's feeding bottle and fill it with milk to feed a young goat whose mother isn't caring for. This is his stage, and this is how much he loves to take it. Not because it's convenient every day, but in my granduncle's words to my father, "Ìyànjú làgbà, ojoojúmọ́ ni rẹni," meaning it's every day we get tired, but we keep striving regardless. This has also become my mantra to thrive on the power of tenacity. So I ask, what would separate you from taking your stage now? That was my entry for the speakathon competition I participated in last year. If you've seen the video where I talked about, your natural ties, you'll be able to add 2 + 2 together. So that was the entry that got me the opportunity to be one of the finalists. Yeah. And watching that video again, it felt like I put up our livestock to it, because look at how those goats actually paid attention. I was like, did you guys know I was going to do this? But hey, they were cheering me on. But actually, those experiences were not funny. Now I can laugh about them, but while we were growing up, when I said he would wake us early, that early was like 4 a.m. issue. Like when the sleep will still be sweet. That's when they wake you up. Oh yeah, come on, go to the livestock farm. Let's go and take care of all these animals. Anyway, if you grew up in a Nigerian family and you're privileged to be raised by Yoruba parents, you understand what I'm saying. Particularly if you're of the older generation, where maybe you had to take care of some livestock or go to farm or go and sell something before you go to school. This experience is not funny. It's not funny at all. Now we can relate that to maybe you having an exam and you could not sleep and you just have to, read and make sure that you must pass this exam. Or if you've already had a busy day, the day before, and you came in late, and the following day you have to go out very early again. This is even like some people's lifestyle, that they come in late and then have to go out very early again, and it's not enjoyable. It's not. But through all of these experiences, I've actually learned certain things about tenacity. But the lifestyle of being tenacious, being persistent, has also been misconceived to think that it just has to be about doing a lot of hard work, even when you don't have the strength for it, even though you don't have the capacity. You keep going and keep going and keep going, until 40. You keep going. But so that's why you should know certain things that tenacity is not. So the first thing is that tenacity is not working yourself to stupor. Especially if you're in the workspace and it's almost as if there is a competition about who the most hardworking is. Even when you're supposed to close, you still stay back. You are working and working. That is not how we know that you are diligent. And by the way, let me just say this by the side, that I hope that you're keeping a record of the work that you're doing in your organization, because if you're not keeping record, you just discover that you've contributed so much, you've done so much, and when it's time for you to talk about your work, maybe for another opportunity that you're seeking, not just putting them in your CV, but like speaking about what you have done, or even writing about it, you find out that you're not even able to comprehend what you've been doing. So it's important that you keep a record of your progress, Yeah, that's just on the side. But hey, that is not what tenacity is. Then tenacity is not the ability to show off quick results. It's not. It's not you being able to say, I'm happy to share that I have done this and I've done that. Where we used to meet. LinkedIn, yes. Yeah, but no, it doesn't have to always be like that. Not every season of life is flashy. Not every time you have, something physical or something obvious to show. Some seasons are for digging deep, they are for building the roots downward. And so you would have a lot of unseen efforts that you're making. Maybe you're writing a book, and those seasons of you writing, carrying out research and all that, nobody's going to see that. But if you're moved by, you just want to be able to announce that you have released a book, or if you're at the entry level at your workplace, you'll be doing a lot of unseen work that is to look like, what are we even doing? What are we even doing in this office like this? Nobody's even saying, you're not going for conference, you're not going for events, and you are speaking, and they're saying that, and you're able to say that I was invited to certain so, and I spoke here and I did this. Don't worry, those times will come. If you work towards it, those times will actually come. And then tenacity is not having all your plans set. It's enough, or it's okay to have your vision, to have a destination you are aiming for, but you don't have to, know how you get there, at least yet. As you are on the journey, things will unfold more than what you're even thinking, and if you're persistent, you get where you want to be. So having said all that, how then do we now live, to be persistent with our plans, with our goals, with everything that we want to do? One of the things you should know is that tenacity is focus. Your ability to be able to concentrate on a cause till it yields the result that you want it to. Such that when any distraction comes your way like this, you're also able to say, I can never turn back. You get it? That you're able to concentrate and focus and pay attention on that thing and maintaining attention, being persistent at it till you get what you want, whether or not you feel tired. And you know that Yoruba saying in that earlier video we saw was what my grand uncle would always tell my dad, that so that you always get tired. Really, you always get tired, but you just have to be persistent. If you really want to achieve what you are setting your mind to, and this is not just about maybe things to do, this also has to do with mindset. So maybe you have certain values, certain policies that you live by. It's about you maintaining that value, that mindset, no matter what happens, no matter what anyone says, no matter the situation you're in. When I was going to switch to a video podcast, I needed to get certain gadgets, and I had to restrict my budget, to ensure that it contains the things that I wanted to get. There is a strength that it requires to stay and not shift focus. Now we say that lots of people have low attention span. People cannot concentrate for long. But honestly, I think that you would only have low attention span for the things that you're not interested in. That's what I think. Yeah. Because if you, for example now, you want to edit, you know that this thing has to go out. It's your passion. Maybe you're an editor and you really you enjoy it. Maybe you're not even under pressure of timeline, but you are enjoying it. I don't think that you will say you have a low attention span for it, and so you cannot pay attention. You cannot pay attention to it before you move your attention to something else. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. I think that we don't have long attention span for things we are not interested in. Then tenacity is about doing the best you can at the time. So you know that you're growing, right? As you grow, your capacity enlarges, you increase in scope of the things that you can handle. But for each time, perseverance or tenacity or diligence is not you trying to outdo yourself. It's not trying to outdo what you can, what you have the ability to do. So because you're growing, it is important that you stay with what you have the capacity to do. And when you know that you're out of, that capacity, then you withdraw, take some rest or whatever it is. Maybe you go and learn or take more courses or whatever you need to do to enable you to be able to take on that responsibility again, or even more responsibilities. So it is actually diligence to be able to tell and acknowledge that this is the time that I need to rest. This is the time that I need a break, so that I can have more strength, or so that I can have strength to continue to be productive. That's even how it works in organizations, because if you're not productive, it's not going to be of benefit to you, to the organization, to the work that you're doing, to anything. So what is best for you is to know when you're supposed to take a break and then get back to the work later. So it's not about you proving a workaholic. No. If you need to go to Birmingham, better go. And then tenacity is your ability to be authentic. Look, you're not under the pressure to produce other people's results. I know that there can be pressure. Yes, there can be external pressure of people doing certain things, but really, it's not pressure. It's you that decided to get pressured. Do you know? Because really nobody can put you under that pressure except yourself. So you're seeing every week that I'm happy to announce that I'm now taking a new role at this, or I'm happy that I am now on this project and this and that. Beautiful. But if that is not your own goal, there's no need to get pressured by it now. You don't need to wear yourself out trying to make another person's goal your own goal. You know, there was one time that I saw on IG this young lady, like she's actually young, and she's into, I think she's into FX trade or something, and she's making it big. Like, she's actually making money, and her contents are very, you know, enticing. They are very, you know, you want to watch it and all, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? How old is this girl? How old am I? You know, but I know that that's not my calling. They did not call me to be to be FX trader. Talk about voiceover, talk about words, talk about speaking, writing, anything that has to do with words. Talk about music. I'm your girl. But you see the other things that I'm not passionate about. We didn't need it. There's no need to be pressured by anybody or anything. There's no need to be pressured by somebody doing well in that area. Nah, you don't need it. So if you're passionate about your goals, your plans, the things you want to do, you know, even your mindset, the values that you uphold in your life's journey, these are the things that, you know, you need to take note of so that you arrive at where you're going, despite the pressures that could be arising left, right, and center. Okay? Alright, I hope you've learned a thing or two in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!